Hey, it's Nikki.
And I'm Kat, and this is Kat and Mouse Astrology.
Welcome.
It
We are
is
in an eclipse.
the eclipse. It's astrological new year, and it's an eclipse, and we have two retrogrades. So this is setting us up for like a really intense 12 months, I think. I haven't looked at the chart yet, but Mickey gave me a little snapshot, and so we're just gonna go and see what we see
We're going
in
to
the
check it
symbols.
out. We got the Aries full moon eclipse. This is our last one in this axis, the Aries Libra axis. Can you see it okay?
Yeah. There it is. Yes.
Yeah.
New
Okay.
moon eclipse. Third and the Aries Libra axis.
Did I say full moon?
You did say full moon,
All
so I
right.
corrected you.
I
That's
mean new
fine.
moon. It's a solar eclipse. It's a
It's a
solar
solar
eclipse in Aries. Yeah.
Aries new moon is always the start of the astrological new year. Sets the tone for the year. We'll see what the sun sign is for this, and that will be the Sabian symbol for the year that will guide us. Last year was a young girl feeding birds in winter, and it was all about making it through some really fucking tough times and helping each other out along the way. And hopefully, we were somewhat successful in that. I think I failed here and there, but it's
I
a
think
new
you
year.
did. I think it was a really nice marker for last year, and it gave us a foreshadowing of what was coming, and
Yeah,
being able to find our place in that way, I think helps people if they can see what's coming a little bit,
yeah.
you know. What I like about this really nice start to our year is that we've got a forming minor trine that's between uh, the Venus, the node, and Saturn, all three,
Mm.
and Uranus and Mars. So
Can
this is going
you
to
zoom
pick
in a
up.
little bit?
I was trying to a second ago, and why wouldn't it make it bigger?
It's not going to want to zoom in. It's hard for me to see, like they're all stacked up there, and Pisces and Aries, and it's hard for
Oh,
me to
there it
see
goes.
what's
There
what.
it goes down. There.
That's
Okay.
easier. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So again, we've got a triple conjunction. Well,
Triple
sorry,
conjunct.
we've got this is all considered this is all
Quadruple.
conjunction. It's all conjunction, right?
It's an
The
all
whole
conjunct.
thing, because 0 degrees of Aries can sits on the line, and
Yeah.
that is conjunct with Neptune, and Neptune is conjunct with Venus, and Venus is only 2 degrees away within a 3 degree conjunction of the North Node, and the North Node is only 2 degrees away within conjunction of Saturn. This whole stellium is conjunct.
Oh my God. What a way to start the new year to have Venus and Neptune and the North Node and Saturn all
Yep.
together.
And we're going back over things because Venus and Mercury are both retrograde.
Yeah.
And so they're going to both ping, they're going to ping back, Mercury's going to go back and ping on Neptune,
Mhm.
and it's going to ping on the node. I'm not sure if it goes back that far. I'll look it up while we're talking. And then of course Venus is going to go back uh, and conjunct with the North Node. I think it's going to go back almost to a conjunction with Saturn.
God, I
So
almost want to know these dates.
yeah, these dates are crucial. Actually, I will look them up again while we're
Oh,
talking
goodness.
about it. Let's take a look at some of the Sabian symbols for this, because again, if we consider this all one conjunction
Yeah.
that is in sextile to Uranus
Oh, nice.
and in sextile to Mars, which is now direct. Uranus is direct. There is there's energy to the change that we're trying to make.
Yeah, there is. This is a crazy chart.
Yeah, and there's another sextile, and that's with Pluto.
Right?
But we have a couple squares, and one of the squares is with Pluto black moon. So
Okay.
what we're digging up, where we're transforming, there's an unknown factor there. We don't. There's a well, there is. There's the unknown feminine energy that is also playing into this, right? The powerful feminine energy that may be in the background.
Well, okay, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I do. But I'm inspired to say that it's also with Pluto, which is a masculine energy. So I feel like there's a more, we could be more totality about it.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the black moon
Right.
in her thing, but absolutely Pluto. Well, and
Right.
because Venus is retrograde and
Uh-huh.
Venus is still in the underworld,
Right. Inanna.
right? So, Pluto and Venus are interrelated in this game.
Yeah.
And until Venus comes back around and comes out into becoming the morning star, you know, we're going to be seeing this play out.
Yeah.
So
That
notice that
makes
there's a trine between Mars and the stellium,
crazy. Okay.
right? So this is a really beautiful configuration, and the only real harsh aspect is Sun Mars.
Which is a challenge because this is like, okay, so you're setting the tone for the year and it's a square.
Yeah,
That's rough to
with
Mars
Mars, with
in
Mars.
Cancer.
Yeah,
Grumpy old Mars in Cancer.
yeah, walking sideways, passive aggressive,
Yeah.
um, protecting the home, mama bear, right? We have Mars in the place of, art. I, Art. I'm trying to think of the name. The mama bear actually has a name. It's not Artemis. It's
Oh,
what's the Greek goddess I'm thinking of? Is
or
it?
you might be thinking of Artemis.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Um, but it's on one level, this is not a great placement for Mars. Mars is considered to be in its fall in Cancer
Right.
because trying to take action in water is a challenge.
Yeah.
But Mars, as Mama Bear, as the protectorate, is helping us to create fortitude in that area.
Endurance and perseverance and such.
Exactly.
Go ahead and look up Mars 22 Cancer.
Yes.
The meeting of a literary society.
Ooh. Ah.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Interesting. That is very interesting. I mean, it's a large stellium here that's involved in this.
That's just okay. So we'll just have to hold on to the thought that Mars is doing something that's like expressive and communal
Mhm.
and aesthetically oriented,
Yeah, and
right?
I also think of, literary society. I think of um, tomes, books that are, uh, accepted old wisdom
Yes, yes,
in that sense.
yeah.
So, what's our 24 Taurus?
This would be Uranus. We're still at the large, well-kept public park.
Uh,
Okay, which is a great place for a literary society to meet.
right. And
We'll
all
see.
the stellium is in Pisces,
Right. We'll
which
get
is,
there.
yeah, which is showing our higher, um, perhaps our higher community values, our um, collective unconscious.
Mickey, it's not the sun, it's Chiron,
What do you mean?
the square. The square from Mars isn't to the sun, it's to Chiron.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Because it shows it wrong.
It does.
It doesn't look right there. But you're
Interesting.
right. It's Chiron that's at 22 degrees,
Yeah.
not the moon. The sun and moon are at 9. They're square by sign, but the exact square is between Chiron and Mars.
Okay. Interesting.
That's really weird that because usually this program is so good.
I feel
And
so
I
much
like it a
better
lot, but
now.
that's kind of a
I mean,
difficult.
I guess if we had like a protractor, we would know that that was going. It's just because the sun and the moon are showing up on the degree point of Chiron. I don't
Yeah,
have a cursor, so I can't show the people.
yeah, that's weird.
Chiron
But
is
it,
here.
yeah,
The sun and the moon are way up in the first decan, right?
right.
But their glyph, is that the right word? The glyph is showing up where Chiron is.
Yep.
So Chiron, 22 Aries. Ah, the woman in pastel colors carrying a heavy and valuable but veiled load.
Read one more time.
A woman in pastel colors, springtime, carrying a heavy and valuable load, but it has a veil on it. You can't see what's in the load.
It's seems like another kind of black moon type message there
It does. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm a little bit relieved that the square is not.
with sun. Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
So it is scare you
So
all.
the Chiron Mars healing, um, the Chiron Mars squares is something where I always give myself a little bit of warning to be careful.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, just don't be in a hurry.
Uh-huh.
Take it easy. Think about things. Go slow. Try not to let trip up your feet as you move ahead quickly
Yeah.
with that configuration.
Carrying a heavy load there.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
big hand armful of books to the Literary Society.
So
Full of
the
books.
I pulled up this trine. This minor trine continues to form um, up until it's almost exact on April the 5th. Is that right?
Okay.
And then we have another big trine between moon and black moon.
Oh,
So yeah, this is forming. They all hit the 24th degree on April 4th.
okay.
And at that point, Venus is conjunct with Saturn.
Oh, shoot. 24 Pisces. The purging of the priesthood.
Yeah, purge that priesthood.
Love
Purge
that
the
degree.
priesthood.
Although it can be like a difficult time purging.
Yeah, both for the priesthood and for those trying to purge it.
Yes. The
Yeah.
purging of the priesthood.
So there's a connection between what's going on, what has been going on for a long time in in Pisces, in our Pisces house. So wherever you have Pisces, if it's your first house because you're Pisces rising, or it's your 12th house because you're Aries rising, wherever Pisces is, that's where we've had Neptune for 12 years or longer.
Right.
Neptune has been changing everything since about 2011 in that area of our lives.
Yep.
So now we're with Neptune, just as we see at the very end, it's still at the 29th degree and it's
Yeah.
conjunct Venus. So this Venus conjunct Neptune is really powerful. This is the collective love with our individual love
Yeah.
coming together at probably, I mean, at potentially one of the most powerful points in the zodiac, the 29th degree of Pisces, demonstrating that this is the end of the zodiac, the end of this phase, the end of, we will never see, none of us in our lifetime will ever live through another Neptune in Pisces. It's
Mhm.
done. So we're moving into a completely different era. And this
Exciting.
change, yeah, with all these planets moving in, going back and forth over that point, the Aries Pisces axis, it's really highlighting the differences, the change that's coming up. And one last little thing is that the differences between the signs that are next to each other are extreme.
Yeah.
Pisces is very different from Aries. Aries is very different from Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
They don't blend into each other. They're much more like opposites, right? Pisces is all inclusive. It's the collective unconscious. Aries is me, baby, me. Me, baby, me. It's me. It's all about me. So going from it's all about all of us to no, no, it's all about me.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. That's the change that's coming up. But it's also, we are in a time of Pluto in Aquarius.
Hmm.
So it's not like we're going to completely get rid of all about us, but we're moving into a phase where we all want to individually move forward.
Yeah, which is something we need.
What's nine Aries?
A teacher gives new symbolic forms to traditional images.
Yeah, we must have just had, I think Mercury was there last time because we read that last time. And Mercury's going retrograde. I bet it was Mercury. Will you
Yeah.
read it one more time, please?
A teacher gives new symbolic forms to traditional images.
Uh-huh.
So a blending of the ancient with the contemporary.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going to call her um, Aphrodite anymore. We're going to call her Venus, or
Right?
and anymore.
Well,
We're going to call her
I'm
Venus.
I'm I have visions of a knot rising again.
Who tell us?
I don't. There was a sculpture that she was in the Eastern Mediterranean, like an associate of Baal. She might have been Baal's sister. She was a warrior, life-giving goddess that had a helmet that had a snake on it.
Oh, huh.
A snake head on her helmet.
Interesting. Uh-huh. So yeah, this could be a real shifting of our perceptions of what social norms are.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Mars's involvement is pretty interesting in all this. And also, Mars in the North Node, and well, the whole configuration, but with the North Node, there's energy towards moving where, towards the future.
Yeah,
And this whole thing is energy towards moving towards the future.
right,
Because even Saturn is in a positive configuration with this.
right.
So I think the other one I'm interested in is what's 0 degrees Aries? Where's Mercury standing now?
A woman has risen out of the ocean. A seal is embracing her.
Oh, the Silky,
The Selkies.
the Silkies.
Yes.
Interesting.
More ancient wisdom.
More ancient wisdom.
And also seems a little bit like some kind of freedom because the Selkies stories are about like being held captive, right? But if the woman is in the ocean embracing a seal, then has she gained some amount of release?
Well, the story is that she married the merman, right? She married the seal, this merman, and he told her, "Don't ever touch my seal coat." But she did. And when she took his coat, because when he left without his coat, or when he fell asleep or something, he took off his coat, but by she did something with his coat, and so that destroyed him. There's a messaging in the coat of the seal. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
that's a slightly different story than I know. I know the one where the seals come out of the ocean and slip off their seal skins to dance as humans under the moonlight. And
Yeah.
a man on land falls in love with one of these selkies dancing in the moonlight and steals her skin so that she can't go back into the ocean. And she like resigns herself to being his wife for a very long time and has his children until, but is like always kind of sad until one day she finds her skin hidden somewhere and abandons the land people to return to her silky life.
Yeah, that's similar. That's similar. Yeah.
Maybe
Uh,
that one's more of like a North American version of the silky tale.
I think a lot of them are Irish, you know.
Yeah.
Um, there was a song that I knew when I was young. It was like, I am a man upon the land, I am a silky in the sea. And when I'm far and far frae land, my home is in the Sul Scurry.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what is a soulscurry?
I don't know. But it sounds kind of Sul Scurry. So anyway, seals are magical creatures about shape changing,
Oh, yeah, okay.
right?
So it's a shape-changing sign. Mercury's in a shape-changing, the sign for one of the shape-changing signs.
Yeah, and Mercury is the psychopomp. Mercury is the one that is genderless. Mercury
Okay.
can go either way. Mercury can go down and talk to Pluto and can go up to the heavens and talk to the gods and bring messages in between. So it's
Yes.
interesting that Mercury is now going into the hell realms with Venus.
Mm-hmm.
They're going together to meet with the underworld god
Right.
and make a pact before they come back up to the surface.
Might also be an underwater god.
With what?
Might also be an underwater god.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So
we should read all of the Pisces ones.
I think so too, because this is all really in an intense lineup here,
That's what it's all
especially
about. Yeah.
right. The 29th, we probably already read it, but it's good to read it again. So 29 of Pisces.
Yeah, yeah. When we go backwards.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay. This is the one about your becoming your ideal. A majestic rock formation resembling a face is idealized by a boy who takes it as his image of greatness, and as he grows up, begins to look like it.
that's interesting.
It's the I like holding in your mind what you think is right or the
Yeah.
kind of life that you want, and then creating that for yourself.
Well, and it also gets to the reality of story, right? You know, we tell ourselves stories or we're told stories about who we are. And
Yes.
it's hard to break free from those stories that we accepted in our youth because those become who we are.
Right. This is why I hate when people say that myths aren't true. Myths are true. They are the way that you view the world, the way that we organize the world.
Yeah, I want to come back out and talk about this for a second because I just had an argument with somebody about this where um I we're it's all story is what I
It's
insisted.
all story.
It's
Yeah.
all story. And the person I was having the discussion with wanted to say, no, there's facts. And but all those facts are dependent upon one's perspectives,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
I'm not saying that there's no objective fact. The sun rose at 6:49 this morning. We can gauge that. We can say that's an objective fact.
But
But
yeah,
when you say what is the meaning of that,
exactly.
now it's going to vary depending on whose story it is, and how we reinforce that storytelling. And that's why where we're at right now is our stories have diverged. Having
Yes,
coming
we
through,
don't have a good cohesive story right now. We have a
yeah,
lot of gaslighting,
right.
narcissistic
Common
abuse.
common themes that used to act as cohesive things
Yeah.
um, have been dissipated. And
Because they weren't true.
well,
Because many
because
of them
a lot of them were, but even things that were, we've been like, I don't know. There was a book I read a long time ago. I think it was called Bowling for Columbine by Michael Moore. Isn't it?
oh
Wasn't
yeah,
it?
I've heard about that. I've heard
Yeah.
about that.
Um, I I think that that's the one where he talks about, there used to be bowling leagues.
Uh-huh.
Almost everybody in our society used to be on a bowling team or in a some kind of a group or organization.
Sure.
But over the last however many years, we become, we all just sit on our phones. So we're isolated, we're self-isolated, and that's making people depressed and separate. And then it's
Mm,
much easier to manipulate us and
yes.
take us down into these weird illusory things into a different story than the common story.
Right.
I think there are common stories. We're bowlers. We like bowling. We're footballers. We like football. There's common stories that each of us can share, but we've been separated away from those things that we may love. And maybe it's important for us to get back to them.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely important to get back to community and some
Yeah,
sort of shared vision of what kind of world we want to live in
right.
and how we can take care of each other.
Find a story we can all enjoy being a part of.
There you go.
Right now, I'm not enjoying this movie. I'm ready to go change the channel. So let's take a look at some more of those.
Yeah,
That was the 29th degree
the 29th degree.
where
Real
Neptune's sitting.
Becoming your ideals, seeing something that inspires you, becoming who you are because of it, and then building the life that you want reflected again, right?
Absolutely.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so let's
Neptune, for giving us that energy.
yeah, exactly. And
Uh,
one thing to think about with Neptune is how were things different for you personally in 2010 as compared to now?
no, that is a good thing to think about.
Because that's, what has Neptune done for us? That's the change of vision from 2010 till now that, or 2011 till now that we've gotten this change. And now we're ready for a new, really it's a whole new era with the Uranus, Saturn, uh, Pluto involvement in this. We're going to see major changes coming that
Yeah,
we need that community to keep ourselves grounded.
yeah, for sure.
So what's 28? You already did Venus, didn't you? But do it. Go ahead and do it again.
Yeah, Venus. Light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism.
I like that one.
Mhm.
That feels really nice connected with Neptune in that way.
Yeah, it's like the opposite, but in a there's the fracturing of a prism, and you're like we were just talking about, like how we need some sort of common narrative. We need to find the commonality, but then the prism reminds us that, like, well, it takes all these different frequencies in order to make something as powerful and total as white light.
Oh, brilliant. I love that. Yeah, because like the spectrum, the red or the blue, that could be I like bowling or whatever.
Right?
And Neptune is representing all the different the entire spectrum,
Right. The whole spectrum. The
the
whole
whole
spectrum.
spectrum. Yeah. And Venus is showing us those individual color parts of the wheel.
Right.
I like that. And especially if we keep in mind where we're headed, which is in early 2026, we're going to have the full connection of Saturn and Neptune in Aries, where Saturn and Neptune finally connect, meaning that the dream becomes concrete.
Okay.
The dream becomes real. I'm not sure whose dream, but the dream becomes real. So
Multiple dreams, most likely.
multiple dreams, most likely. Yeah.
You can tip the balance, I'm sure of it.
So what about, I think 27, North Node is closer to 27 right now.
Well, they're both the moon. It's either a harvest moon illuminating the sky, that's 26, or a fertile garden under the full moon.
Yeah,
So
either
you're
one.
either harvesting or you're fertile.
Both of them. Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Thank you, North Node.
Thank you, North Node. And you already read our Saturn, but go ahead and do it one more time too. So we have the whole picture,
The purging of the priesthood.
the purging of the priest. Oh yeah. So for this spectrum to work, for us to see the myriad of colors and for us to have that beautiful fertility under the full moon, that purging of the priesthood may be necessary.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and get some the other part of this picture, which is the part that's the transformative under.
Transformative under hiddenness, the hiddenness of it all.
Yeah, what's
What you
going on in the
cannot
depths?
understand. The wealth from the deep.
Oh,
So, okay. Black Moon, a sightseeing bus filled with tourists.
wow, that's interesting.
Friend who talks about like their spirit guides as the peanut gallery.
The peanut gallery. I love that. Ah, that's fascinating.
I wonder if like the hidden things are like watching.
Uh-huh. Read it one more time. I know it's simple, but
A sightseeing bus filled with tourists.
uh-huh. And I wonder, I mean, for me, that, there is some sense where a lot of people I know, and that includes myself, are I mean, it's kind of like we're in the movie eating popcorn, watching because it's a horror show and you can't look
True.
away.
True. Okay. I did make popcorn on January 6th. I will admit it. I
there's,
did. I did.
there's a little something about maybe we're the tourists in this. It's like,
Okay, you're right. You're
what's
right.
going on here, man?
Which is a good reminder because, like we're not in control. Like
No,
somebody else is driving the bus and like we're mere like there's a certain freedom of being a tourist,
right.
lack of responsibility.
Yeah, we're just watching this thing, hoping we get to the airport before it goes to hell. So what now? It's square. This is square to Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto in the sign of the people. So what does 3 degrees Pluto tell us? Three
The
degrees.
Hindu healer again.
The what?
The Hindu healer.
The Hindu healer. Hmm.
More ancient wisdom things, I guess. And or priesthoods that need to be purged.
The Hindu healer with the tourists.
Right?
Squaring the Hindu healer squaring off with the tourists. Maybe the tourists are not impressed.
Yeah. I don't know. It's also more of a sextile to Mercury than anything else.
Well, we're within 3 degrees.
Oh, of
So
Neptune.
it's a black moon. That's a conjunction.
Yeah, no, I was looking at Mercury as well.
And
It's
it's
sextile to
it's
Mercury.
definitely within 3 degrees of Mercury, but it's off sign, right? It's a sextile,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
not a square.
Right.
So it's just the tension between the tourists and the Hindu healer.
Okay.
There's some kind of a turning of the corner needed.
Uh-huh.
Either the Hindu healer needs to heal, or they need to the tourists need to decide it's a scam.
Yeah. I don't know. It's that black moon. It's like what you can't understand.
Yeah. I don't know, it's really interesting and powerful because of the eclipse involved. So,
Right.
whatever's going on here, there's a big letting go.
Uh-huh.
And that letting go is around these things that we've been dealing with already that are Piscean. But the South Node, has been in Libra. It's already moved into Virgo, though. So, like I said, we're switching axes. This is the last eclipse in Aries. So this is kind of, I see it like this, like you've been cleaning out a closet for a while, and you're almost done with it. And it's like maybe you're moving, a friend into your room or something, and you got to get that closet cleaned out. And this is like, oh, time to get the last of it out. Time to get it all out. Get it cleaned up. We're moving on to it. Somebody else is moving in here. The room is going to be used for something different. So we got to get the last of that out of there.
Okay.
Last of the cleanup, because we're moving to something different now. We need the space for something else.
Okay.
The change is here.
And now
But
I want you to stop recording so we can get back to personal stuff.
yeah, the change is here. And in order for the change to come, there has to be a purge. One last purge in Aries.
Like
So
purging doesn't feel good.
no, and we have to have a space open for the new.
Okay.
I mean, this is what I convinced my husband. If you keep the old chair, there's no room to put the new chair.
This
You
is
have
my
to be willing
problem.
to let go of the old chair first before you can put the new chair there.
There is this like antique desk that I really want. It has lion heads carved into each corner, and it's leather wrapped, and it's so beautiful and has weird legs, and I've wanted it for like a year and a half. It's still in the antique store, and I have nowhere to put it. Can I get rid of anything?
See, that's the problem. We have to be willing to let go, to accept the new. And here we are. We're right at that edge where this is it, baby. It's time.
Let
Time
that
to
be a
do
lesson to the billionaires and the millionaires of the world. You should be
time for them
letting
to let go. It's time for them to let go too. And I've got an idea.
But
I think that they should go to Mars.
hey,
Oh,
they should also spend more time trying to get to the Titanic.
that's a good idea too. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go on down there.
Go try
Have a
that.
good
Try it
time.
again.
I'm going
Yeah,
to enjoy another sunset and enjoy physical touch with warm people that are loving and not be a robot.
that's right.
Yeah. Woot. Well, guys, just try to let go of what you have to let go and know that something new is coming. And there's a lot of Venus in this. Venus is going to be reborn, and so
Yes.
will you.
Back to our initial sign that sets the tone for the year. Something new for the new moon on the new year. A teacher gives new symbolic forms to traditional images.
Yeah,
You can keep your traditional things. There can be newness as well.
there can be newness as well. Yeah, I think it's the new is here. It's hard for people to let go of the old, but there's a certain point where it's time,
Yeah.
and it's time. It's time right now.
Mm.
So,
Well, good luck with that, everybody.
good luck with that, everybody. Hope it goes well, and we'll see you at the full moon and see what the
Full
culmination
moon.
shows. Yeah.
Happy
All
New
right.
Year.
Bye.